breathalyzer could be a tool for patrons to use so they can judge their level of inebriation.
Chris Jones with more on the story for tonight. Chris, the representative, says the bars would have to buy the machines out of their own pocket, but drinkers wouldn't use them anyway.
Yeah, well, that's what the bar owners are saying. They say they're expensive. They say they take up a lot of space, and they say that people don't use these breathalyzers, at least not for the reasons they're intended. But Representative Greg Hughes says, you know what, this is a great tool for people to have so that they make better decisions. Seth Radford has been in the bar business forever.
Approximately 25 years.
He owns the Campfire Lounge in Sugar House.
It's just silly.
And he says an idea floating around Capitol Hill,
The whole idea of a bar breathalyzer is just silly.
is a bunch of hot air.
It makes perfect sense.
Majority Whip Greg Hughes is drafting a bill that would require every bar to have a breathalyzer on premises, but it would not require any drinkers to actually use them.
It's an additional resource. It would give patrons a little more information before they got in their automobile, and maybe they wait.
Or, says Seth, someone gets a reading below the legal limit of .08 and they decide to drive even though in actuality they're drunk.
Absolutely, that is a false sense of security.
Do you think it might give people a false sense of security if they blow an 07 and then just jump in the car and go?
Well, you have to be careful. I would argue that knowing something's better than nothing at all.
Nothing could describe the usage of this breathalyzer at Zest, a downtown restaurant. How often is it used?
I mean, it's hard to say.
Manager Lindsay Wing says patrons aren't exactly lining up to get a reading sporadically.
Yeah, at best.
I don't want a breathalyzer in my bar. Cheers.
Tonight, Seth says there is a lot of heavy breathing on Capitol Hill about alcohol. He says he'd like to see additional ones get blown away.
Let's just let lies, and see how adult human beings can behave themselves. We're all set.
So Seth says that he's seen the use of these breathalyzers in the past, and he says, you know what he's seen them used for? People using them for drinking games. Basically, a bunch of guys getting together and see who could get the drunkest the fastest. So he says they're not used for what they're intended for, at least not what he's got back to.
Kind of defeats the purpose.
In that case, it does, yeah.
All right, Chris, thanks.
You bet.
Next year on 2 News at 10, a high school senior making his mark in